The Denny's Grand Slam is an iconic piece of content here on the internet, and this year it turns 10 years old. So I went out of my way to find 10 other weird places that hardcore or punk shows took place. Now the beautiful thing about the DIY culture is you can just throw a slab of wood on the ground and be like, hey, welcome to my new venue. So in that same DIY aesthetic, unconventional places were turned into venues when that was not their initial purpose. For the sake of this list, I will be leaving out house and basement shows because they're ubiquitous across the board. There might be some normie nods here on this list, yeah, sure. And most of them do take place at restaurants that don't normally have live music or whatever. But before we get into it, you might have noticed that I have this broken arm or whatever. Just ignore that, okay? Don't even worry about that. Let's just move on with this list. And the first one that I want to talk about, obviously, is the iconic Denny's Grand Slam, the one that inspired the entire internet. The thing that kicked everything off is this video right here. What the fuck is up, Denny's? Is just an iconic line on the internet. So much so that this even transcends punk and hardcore culture, and it moves into just general internet lore. Every huge streamer on the go has reacted to this thing. So all of that being facts, this really is the genesis, the nucleus, the patient zero of weird restaurant shows. So the next one I want to talk about is kind of like a spiritual successor to this, but it's not really as chaotic. It does feel more like an organized show or whatever, and that's when they took over Sonic. And it's just like they took over the parking lot at Sonic. So it isn't really as cool as the Denny's Grand Slam, but you got a whole bunch of relevant new school hardcore bands just playing their hearts out at a Sonic, and it's kind of endearing and it's kind of cool, and there's a couple nods to the old one where they're like, what the fuck is up, Sonic, or whatever, and that's all pretty cool. That's all fine and dandy. But in my opinion, this is one of the least cool unconventional set locations, okay? This just seems like a parking lot show, no big deal, but because it's like the spiritual successor to the Denny's Grand Slam, that's what makes it like an entry on this list. And now to the most recent one. This might have come across your feed on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts. It's kind of doing the rounds right now, but it's a band playing live at Subway. Look at them go. They're just doing the whole Subway thing. There's a big guy over here waiting for his sub. But nobody's treating this thing like it's a weird thing. They're all just like, yeah, we know the Denny's Grand Slam, okay? You're just trying to do the Denny's Grand Slam here. Whatever, who cares, kids? But that's not my take. I love this stuff, okay? This is great. Having this guy standing here being like, I just want my sandwich, and having this hardcore band just going nuts. It's a really good time, okay? And that's what separates it from the Denny's Grand Slam. The Denny's Grand Slam seems to shut down all restaurant operations and just kind of operate as a venue for the evening, okay? It's got fans gathered all around, there's a lot of moshing going on, that sort of thing. It has a vibe like a hardcore band finished playing a show, they went to a restaurant to eat, and they just decided to play again. That's not the actual story, but that's just the vibe that the Denny's Grand Slam has. This thing has a completely different vibe, okay? This guy's just in there for a sandwich. He's in there for a footlong or two, okay? This guy's not in there for a 6-inch, that's for sure. This guy is in there for the footlong. And I'm not here to body shame anybody, but I'm here on the internet making judgments for entertainment purposes, and it looks like this guy's getting a footlong. This comes to us from the official Spin channel, okay? That's how viral this thing is going. Now, when I'm thinking of the Denny's Grand Slam and how inspirational it is, it made its way all the way to China, okay? Where this band over here, I don't really know how to say their name, Guywar Gay. Anyway, I don't speak Chinese, I don't understand these letters together, but they're a great band, they're very, very cool, and they had themselves a little show here in a McDonald's. And much like the Denny's Grand Slam, it looks like they just rocked up to a McDonald's, all their fans followed them from the venue they just played, and they're just gonna set up and play right now, if that's okay. Really tight band, really fun band, a whole lot of energy. They have this really passionate set of fans. They really do seem like they have a whole Chinese hardcore scene, just judging by all the passion, all the ferocity, okay, in this one video. Now, I've made videos about this video before. I've made videos about the Denny's Grand Slam, but mostly those videos were mosh pit play-by-play commentaries, okay? And out of any of these sets, if you want to go check any of them out, this would be the one that I would recommend most. Let's look how sick these guys are, man. Holy crap. You got some two-stepping on the go? Holy smokes, you gotta love to see it. Now, if you're not familiar with the YouTuber Wavy Web Surf, let me tell you, this guy makes some great videos, and he made a whole documentary type video on the Denny's Grand Slam, and in that video, I learned about a Denny's Grand Slam #2, and that's when Wacko took over an establishment. Now, you gotta go check out the Wavy Web Surf video, the whole story behind this video, the whole story behind the initial Denny's Grand Slam video. It's all there. There's interviews with the band members. It's just so goddamn cool to see Wavy Web Surf attack this topic. But let's just check this out for a little bit. These guys are wearing helmets. They know that they're about to go crazy. Wacko's about to go total wacko mode. It's obvious. And right from rip, okay? They're standing on tables. The fans are going crazy. Now this is a much more volatile environment than the Denny's Grand Slam, okay? This is a little bit more violent than the original. They're really trying to make the sequel the one to talk about. Look at this circle pit going on. This is beautiful. Now this next video over here doesn't really have a whole lot of sound to it, but they transformed the skate park into a ball pit to have a heavy metal band play like this fundraiser show for a kid with cerebral palsy, which is just a very heartwarming story, okay? And on top of being heartwarming, it's very creative. This dude likes himself some balls, okay? So they're gonna transform a skate shop into a whole ball pit? That's nuts. And they're gonna dress up in all these crazy costumes, and they're gonna play music for this kid. This is awesome. This is so cool. And if this thing had sound or whatever, I would recommend that you go check it out. Maybe you type this in and see if it has sound for you, but it certainly does not for me. And if your heart isn't sufficiently warmed after watching this, there's something seriously wrong with you, pal. Now the next venue I want to talk about is Program Skate and Sound, located in Fullerton, California, okay? Now this is just a normal ass skate shop, just a normal ass record shop. You know, they're selling punk records, they're selling shirts, they're selling bearings and wheels and decks and all that sort of stuff, okay? They're a legitimate skate shop, they're a legitimate record store, and sometimes a band will pull through, they'll pull everything to the side and just play a set. All the coolest bands, all the coolest sets happen here at Program Skate and Sound. So huge, huge, huge shout out to everything that goes on in Fullerton, California. Okay, now we're gonna step away from establishments, okay? We're gonna meander into the woods and just happen upon a cave where this band Cashed is playing a punk rock set, okay? This is a whole ass cave, legitimately a cave, okay? This is not a venue, this is nothing. This is just a hole in the earth. And they're like, we can turn this into a thing. And everybody's just looking so apathetic. They're like, what are we doing in a cave? I didn't sign up to go spelunking, okay? I just want to be out there two-stepping with the homies. I don't want to get the hard hat on, get on my hands and knees and carve a way through this fucking cave or whatever. Do I look like Minecraft? Do I look like Steve over here? Not a chance. Okay, there's a little bit of motion, but mostly people are just frowning. They don't want to be in a cave. It does make for a good video though, that's for sure. Now earlier when I said you could just throw a slab of wood on the ground and be like, here's a venue all of a sudden, that mostly happens at skate parks. And this is just some band playing some skate park somewhere in the world, okay? 3 punk bands, 2/29/20 at Treasure Island Skate Park HD. You gotta love it. It's just people enjoying their time at the skate park, just a band enjoying their time playing their music, okay? Getting the crowd going. There's a lot of activity going on here. It's pretty extreme. This is like one of the most 90s videos I've ever seen, and I'm loving every aspect of it. Look at all these fits. Oh my God, everyone is just so fresh, having such a good time watching 3 punk bands. Watching these sets really makes me want to do a Pit Pros again. A play-by-play mosh pit analysis of this set would be great. There's a lot of characters. And finally, we're going to move on to my favorite one, the creme de la creme. Now, if you search band play Subway on YouTube, you're gonna get mostly buskers and that type of stuff. But this is the video you actually want with a band playing on the subway. Look at this stuff. Everyone is just so cramped in there. The band is going nuts. Look at this. This is a whole ass event. This is so wonderful. And this account over here only has 258 subscribers, okay? Crafted Pixel did a whole ass documentary over here about the event. It's absolutely unbelievably cool. You gotta go check it out. I love that. The pre-show interviews. It really documents the whole unique experience, okay? Brings you right into the subway. It's absolutely wonderful. Look at this. Everybody's trying to capture it. This guy's covered in mustard for some reason. But he doesn't care that he's covered in mustard. He wants to get this live footage. This is an iconic, historic moment, okay? And the bands that played here, I gotta shout them out. I gotta shout out all these bands, actually. This is False Flag and Surprise Privilege. The Denny's Grand Slam is Live Without. This Sonic footage was from Scowl. I have no idea what subway band this is. I already mentioned Guywar Gay, and Wacko. I don't know the name of this metal band over here that played the ball pit either. But anyway, shout out to the band that played the ball pit. One step closer was the Program Skate and Sound band. This was cached over here in the cave. 3 punk bands over here in the skate park. And yes, over here, the last one, Surprise Privilege and False Flag. Man, they're going nuts for this stuff. This is unreal. So yeah, that's gonna be about it right now. I'm gonna be off work for like, I don't know, 2 months or whatever because of this goddamn broken bone that I got right here. So if you want to send a super thanks or like join the channel or whatever, I wouldn't be against that in any way, shape, or form. But most importantly, if you enjoy the content, just share it around. Get those pancakes out in the comments. All right, until my next upload, watch another upload.